Hi, I am your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor, Latricia Booker, here with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power. And that is the truth of who God has created us to be. Kingdom people. We are. We are history makers. We are world changers. We are dream successors. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are curse breakers. And we most definitely are transformers. More than meets the eye. Yeah, kingdom people. We are. Kingdom people, I just have to say this before I go any further. It's so funny. Commercial break. After I said wealth generators, I wanted to rest right in that. And Holy Spirit said, you have to keep going, Latricia. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I said wealth generators and I wanted to stop. That's a whole word all by itself. But I'm going to keep going, kingdom people. I'm going to keep going. Anyway, kingdom people, thank you so much for viewing my videos. Thank you for all your likes, subscribes, shares, for all of your financial contributions to my channel, and for all the seeds you sow into me and my ministry. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your feedback and everything you do here on Kingdom Business. It is very much appreciated, kingdom people. Thank you. So kingdom people, you already know what I'm here to do, and if you don't know, now you know. I am here to drop this, beat this, word this, message. Yeah. Kingdom people, I am the chain breaker. Kingdom people, you are chain breakers too. Are you ready to break some chains? Let's go. So kingdom people, listen up. It's because you are chosen by God. Because you are chosen by God, that is why you experience a lot of what you experience, kingdom people. Kingdom people, because you are chosen by God, people will hate you. Because you are chosen by God, people will attack you. Because you are chosen by God, listen up, people will love you. Because you are chosen by God, people will gravitate towards you. Because you are chosen by God, people will try to be like you. Because you are chosen by God, people will try to dump their problems on you. Because you are chosen by God, people will want you to work with them. Because you are chosen by God, people will try to use you. Because you are chosen by God, I'm just hearing people will give you the evil eye. They be looking at you like, it's because you are chosen by God, kingdom people. Notice that I gave a variety of things, good and what some will call bad, that will happen and that you will experience because you are chosen by God. Kingdom people, you're going to get so many things simply because you are chosen by God. Now here's the thing, kingdom people. Because you are chosen by God, that is actually a really good thing. What an honor to be chosen by God. But you have to remember this, kingdom people. Even though God imputed something in you, or he knew you before you was in your mother's womb, he had called you and he chose you ahead of time. This is the thing. As you're walking throughout your life, God is calling you. Even though he already called you and he already chose you, he's calling you to answer the call. To answer his call to live for him, to do things his way, to let him use you as his vessel for what it is that he would like to do with you in this earth realm, to accomplish his will and to accomplish what it is for him to do. And I'm here to establish the kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven. Kingdom people, what has happened is you have answered the call. So that's why you were chosen. That is why you are a chosen one. Many were called, but only few were chosen. Why, kingdom people? Everyone doesn't answer that call. It doesn't mean that God didn't choose them initially, or should I say, put something on them before the foundations of the earth, before the foundation of the world. But in life, as you're walking through your journey, you have to answer to that call for God to choose you again. I hope that makes sense. But let's just stick with God called you, you answered, so he chose you. Because you answered and you kept going and you kept moving. I was thinking about this morning. It was just really on my spirit. Them ones that try to stop, block, all that. And I really reflected on, this has been happening since I was a kid. Even though now in my later adult life, and I say later because of my younger adult life should I say, it was happening, I'm more mature and I'm more enlightened about what I was experiencing as a child and in my younger adult life. So I was reflecting upon how this has been happening for a long time, all my life pretty much. So God pointed out to me, that's why I chose you. Because even though this has been happening throughout your whole life, you kept answering the call. You kept saying, yes, God, yes, God. You kept doing what I was telling you to do. You kept going where I was telling you to go. You kept surrendering to me. And kingdom people, that is what's happening to you. Because you keep surrendering to God. You keep saying, yes, God. You keep doing what he's telling you to do, regardless of what you have experienced in your past, regardless of what you are experiencing now, and regardless of what you're going to experience going forward. You're going to continue to say, yes, God. Yes, God. I surrender. I will do your will, God. Yeah, and you want to, kingdom people. This is another thing. It ain't no struggle or no fight. You ain't fighting with God to do his will. He ain't got to wrestle you. You're willingly doing his will because you want to. And that's why he chooses you. Now, kingdom people, remember, I said, many were called, but few are chosen. Well, that's what scripture say. I'm just saying what scripture say. But the point is, other people were called too, but they're not answering the call. That's why they're not chosen. And kingdom people, that's why they hate you. It's because you are chosen by God. They didn't get chosen by God because they're not answering God. They're not answering the call of God. And I just want to add this. It's not easy to answer the call of God. I'm not saying it's hard, but it's not easy. Let me tell you why. Because the world constantly and consistently pulls for your attention. It's always something, things of this world, in this world that's I want to say begging for your attention, but there's always things being forced in your face of the world to pay attention to. Go with this, do this. This is the thing over here, and I'm hearing the American dream. No shade to America or the so-called American dream, but is the American dream really an American dream, or is it another attempt of the world to say this is it? But that's not what God is saying. Now, I'm not saying anything about people who have had opportunities in America and that's being successful and prosperous. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the world and the worldly things that pull for your attention, that tries to get you to go in the ways of the world when it's not the ways of God. So what happens, kingdom people, is when you say no to the ways of the world and you say yes to the ways of God, you are chosen by God. And it's because you are chosen by God why the world hates you. So the world will reject you because you are chosen by God. Now, John 15, 18 through 19 says, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. Now, this is Jesus speaking. If you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to this world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. So why are you hated, kingdom people? Because you were chosen by God. You were called out of the world. You're not part of the world. You're in this world, but you're not of the world. And the world will hate you for it because the world knows. And when I say the world, worldly people, carnal people, they know that you're not going along with the worldly things. They know you have been set apart. They know that you are chosen. And because of that, they will hate you. Now, I want to point something out here. This says, if you belong to the world, it will love you as its own. I understand what scripture is saying here, because in the world, if you're a part of the world, it'll hype you. Oh yeah, we love you. Yeah. But not always, because it be the very same world or worldly people that attack worldly people. Look at it. Think about it. What's going on in the world? Not just across social media, from nation to nation, from country to country. Not always, but let's keep these things in its proper perspective. People are fighting one against another. People are attacking each other. And in these instances, they are all of the world. So even in that case, does the world really love its own? Or is that some kind of facade? They turn on each other too. But as long as you're going along with whatever this part of the world or this person in the world or whatever, these entities, this group, this country, as long as you're going along with, they love you. But do they? That's the real question. Do they really love you? So, although I get that it says if you belong to the world, it will love you as its own, I beg to differ. It only loves you as its own as long as you are in compliance with what it says do. Once you get out of compliance, it no longer loves you. And usually, if you were at some point in the world, which many of us were to some extent, and you completely turn and walk with God, it begins to reject you. People in the world begin to hate you, reject you. Sometimes it's even the people that are so-called of God will begin to hate you and reject you because you are chosen by God. You have been separated. He has chosen you. So even that goes to show you the distinction between those who are so-called in the Christian community of God, I'll say, in the church, I'll say, whatever you want to call it. There's a distinct, listen to me, a distinct distinction. Because if you're of God, but you're attacking or rejecting someone who's chosen by God, what are you? I'm not going to go into that. I'll just let that sit with you. I'll let y'all just reflect on that. But I'm making a point to say, if you are being rejected, it's because you are chosen by God. The question is, those who rejecting you, what are they? Scripture says they are of the world. Again, even if they're within a Christian community, even within, if they're so-called people of God, in whatever aspect, if they're rejecting the chosen one, I'm hearing you will know them by their fruit. And sometimes fruit is just character. If you're rejecting the chosen one, who are you really? But scripture says that I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. So if you were separated, God chose you out of the world and you're hated, who are you hated by? Those of the world, regardless of what they say they are. Okay? So, I just want to point this out. I initially started off speaking of the good and the bad that comes with you being chosen. Now, understand this, kingdom people. You are chosen, and then you have your people who are chosen too. even some people who are, I don't want to say not chosen, because that's not for me to say. I'm going to put it like this. You're going to get both. You're going to get people that hate you, and you're going to get people that love you because you're chosen. Those ones who love you are either chosen as well, so they get it. Like-minded people. They're on the same path as you. And you will also be loved by those who learn from you, who are inspired by you, who can get something from you, who God is using you to help them, uplift them, inspire them in whatever aspect. And even whether they're, I don't want to say chosen or not, because if anyone is answering the call, which means they can be inspired, they can be uplifted, they're chosen. That means they're answering the call. So God is choosing them as well. So I'm saying all that to say, yes, the world hates you. You're going to be rejected by the world. You're going to be rejected by worldly people. But the people that God sent you for will recognize you, love you, and I'm literally hearing cling to you. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to cling to anyone. I encourage everyone to cling to God, to cling to Jesus Christ. However, I get the concept there, where they can get from you. God is using you to help them and elevate, is what I'm hearing, in some way, shape, or form. And that's okay, as long as you continue to direct them to God, to Jesus the Christ. Anyhow, kingdom people, pay attention to those who are rejecting you as a chosen one, because they are showing you that they are of the world, whether they claim to be of Christ, of God, or whatever in that kind of a way, or not. If they are rejecting you, Scripture tells us that it's because they are of the world and you are not. So be mindful, kingdom people. Be mindful. People show you and tell you and let you know who they are. They let you know who they are. I don't care what they say they are. Now, let me say this, because this just came to me. Sometimes we reject people because they're of the devil. I don't know, that just came to me to point that out, because if somebody said, well, you rejected me, y'all be reject, and I do reject people. I reject devilish people. I reject people who don't mean me no good. I reject people with a whole lot of baggage. There ain't nothing you can do to help them, because they not trying to be helped. They just want to weigh you down, suck all your energy, put all their toxic energy on you. I reject that. There's a difference. But for some reason, I just had to say that, because that just came over me to say that. Because somebody going to say, yeah. Y'all know them ones. They be on one. Anyway, let's keep it PG. Pay attention, kingdom people, to who rejected you, because they're telling you who they are. You as a chosen one, you have been separated, called out by God, because you answering the call. If someone is rejecting you because you're chosen by God, it's a clear indication they have not answered the call and they have not been chosen. So they hate you. Okay? Kingdom people. Because you are chosen by God. That's why. That's why. Because you are chosen by God. Kingdom people, I am going to let that rest right there. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If it resonates with you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, please. Also, click on that red subscribe button if you have not already done so, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. For all of you who have been watching my videos and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps to get the word out. It helps to support the channel. I would really appreciate that if you wouldn't mind doing that. Thank you. Then go ahead and click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video, something like this one, Kingdom people. Also, if you are interested in any of the services that I presently offer, you can find all of the information right down below in the description box. If you would like to be a blessing to me, my ministry, and support the channel, you can cash at me at cash.me/$LBooker and the number 1. You can also PayPal me at paypal.me/Latricia Booker. You can also find that information right down below in the description box. Kingdom people, we are history makers. We are world changers. We are dream successors. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are curse breakers. And we most definitely are transformers. More than meets the eye. Yeah, Kingdom people, we are. Kingdom people, I love you all so very much. And I really do appreciate you being here with me, spending this time with me. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here with me. And I really do appreciate you all for that. So, Kingdom people, with that being said, I don't want to leave, but I have to go right now. But I will be back to hold you down. Kingdom people, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. That is my time, Kingdom people. Jesus, girl, she's got to be out. Peace.